Go.
Imagine sitting in a reclining chair with a mat that detects your every movement, a strap around your chest and a strap around your stomach, clips on 2 of your fingers, and a blood pressure cuff. Could you be in a dentist office, an electric chair, a really bad dream, or the final step in your dream job interview process, the polygraph test? Based on my research, I'd like to show you a brief history of the polygraph, preparation for the test, the process, and the myths about the polygraph. In researching the history of the polygraph, I read Lie Detectors, A History of an American Obsession by Ken Adler, and I researched the Department of Defense's website for security clearances. Based on the book by Ken Adler, John Larson and Leonard Keeler invented the cardiopneumopsychograph in the 1920s as a means of interrogating suspected criminals. The interrogating suspected criminals was highly unreliable because the interrogations included surprise questions and required lengthy responses. Today, the polygraph is based on the same principles of respiration and blood pressure, but there's no surprise questions and they require only yes or no answers. Today, the polygraph is mainly used for applicants to process for employees that may have access to classified information. According to the Department of Defense's annual report to Congress, there were about 160,000 security clearances processed in 2010, with an annual budget expected to exceed $235 million by 2011. We live in a government-dominated area with a high concentration of neighbors and relatives working as government employees and government contractors. Many positions that we will apply for when we graduate will be dependent upon a successful clearance and possible polygraph test. A quick scan of the Washington Post shows jobs such as accounting, engineering, computer, and project management, including statements at the bottom that read, ability to obtain a security clearance or security clearance required. A key to a successful security clearance and polygraph test is preparation for the test. Once you've been notified that you're a successful candidate for a polygraph test, there are several steps that you should take. The first is to request any information that you can from the agency that's giving you the test. I requested some information from the National Security Agency and they sent me this pamphlet. In the pamphlet it says that prior to the appointment, you should get a good night's sleep, follow your usual routine, take your regular medication, don't skip any meals, allow enough time in your schedule, and arrive early to the test. Additional recommendations from retired polygrapher John Good include: number 1, keep your appointment. Rescheduling any appointment can delay you by as much as 6 weeks to 3 months. Ask for any specific videos prepared for the polygraph test. I requested a video and received this from the National Security Agency. It went through the test, the equipment, and the process, and it was very helpful. Number 3, John Good says, don't ask coworkers and relatives about the test because everyone tests differently. And be careful of any information that you learn on the internet. Most importantly, enter the test with an open mind. Now that we know how to prepare for the polygraph, let's discuss the process the day of the test. According to National Security Agency's frequently asked questions, the test takes between 2 and 4 hours. The first step of the process is to arrive early and to meet the agent. Once you meet the agent, you'll be escorted back to a room and he'll review your security questionnaire. Once you complete the security questionnaire, he's going to tell you about the answer, the specific questions that are going to be asked during the test. There are no surprises, and all of these questions require only a yes or no answer. Talk openly with the agency on even vaguely related circumstances involving questions so that you will be confident that you have discussed the entire issue during the test. He's going to ask you the specific questions several times, usually between 6 times and a dozen. Once you feel confident in your yes and no answers, he'll ask you if you're ready to take the test. Once you say yes, he's going to explain the equipment that's going to be used. The equipment that's going to be used in the test are several pieces. The first is a chest strap called a pneumograph number 1 that measures respiration in your chest. The second is a pneumograph number 2 that measures respiration in your stomach, and it's a strap around your stomach. Thirdly are finger clips. There's usually 2 clips placed on each finger of each hand that measures electrodermal activity. Electrodermal activity measures the changes in the electrical properties or sweat within the skin. Next is a blood pressure cuff, and then there's a sensor map to detect body movement. After an explanation of the equipment, he'll ask you if you're ready. And once you're ready, he'll hook up the equipment and begin the test. The test is the same as the sample test, where he asks you the specific questions over and over, and you give a yes or no response. If the agent feels that the test is not going well, he may ask you if you want to stop and do the question in the test environment without the equipment again to discuss openly any specific issues that you have with any of the questions. Once the agent collects sufficient data, he'll end the test. The agent cannot discuss the results because the results need to go through a quality assurance. Once the quality assurance is done, you'll be notified if you pass the test or if you can sit for another polygraph test. It is not uncommon for most applicants to sit through the test 2 to 3 times. Now that I've explained the history, the preparation, and the process, I would like to address some of the polygraph myths. From The Simpsons to Hollywood movies to the internet, misinformation is continually swirling about polygraphs. I'd like to show you a short clip.
Watching TV alone. All right. I'm going to sit at home and ogle the ladies in the Victoria's Secret catalog. See, it's Tessa. Would you unhook this already, please? I don't deserve this kind of shabby treatment.
As I have discussed and not portrayed in the clip, polygraphs do not blow up with incorrect answers. Nothing is wrapped around anyone's head, and there is no noise to indicate a correct or incorrect response. Other misconceptions about the polygraph include nervousness, breathing, sneezing, and hiccups. All of these are indications that are taken into consideration when you take the test, and none of these will sway the results of the polygraph test. For many years, it was believed that medical conditions such as pregnancy or high blood pressure would sway the conditions of the polygraph test. We now know that neither of these will sway the results of the test. Every applicant is given a waiver to sign, which they sign and they can take the test. There is no negative impact based on any medical conditions. Book author Dennis Raskin said, "The parallel between the polygraph and magic is eerily appropriate. Both seek to use special abilities beyond human abilities to protect people, places, and information." I hope that I have cleared the mystique behind the polygraph today by explaining the history, walking through the preparation and process, and addressing the most common questions and misconceptions. Thank you.